Hello viewers, welcome. This week in Jonglei State, we are going to talk about the affairs of youth and looking at the topic of youth in peace and unity. In Jonglei State have 17 counties according to the recent administrative changes in South Sudan, and in former 3 counties of Jonglei State, there was a location called Kolnyang, which was a Payam in Jonglei State. Currently, according to the 17 counties in Jonglei State, Kolnyang is divided into 2 counties. They have Bor Source County and Borgok County. Despite the administrative separation in Kolnyang, youth are still under one umbrella of the leadership, which is called Kolnyang Youth Leadership. What does it mean to the youth of South Sudan and youth of Jonglei State being under one umbrella? We'll find out this from the chairperson of Kolnyang Youth Association, Mr. Deng Alir Deng. Mr. Deng, I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly humble having you in this interview. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Major.
Well,
I'm very happy to have interview with you today.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on SSBC in Jonglei State. Let's find out from you, when you came for this interview, how are the youth of Kolnyang?
In fact, it is a good question. Youth of Kolnyang, currently as I'm talking to you, they are peaceful and alive. Despite some communal conflict that occurred last year, we are no longer there now. People are united, people are living together by sharing common water sources, because as you know that we are pastoralists, our communities during dry season we used to move to the other side of the river for the animals to get green pastures, so they are living together now.
Mr. Deng, once
Yes.
again you're most welcome. Let's find out from you exactly. I believe you are 1 month old in the office of the leadership of Kolnyang, in which you are an opposed leader. How are you feeling about being unopposed and coming in to lead the youth of Kolnyang?
To me, I'm feeling excited to lead my people of Kolnyang this time. Being an opposed leader, there are 2 things involved. Either people think that the competencies that I have and my qualifications can make me lead them this time, so they may decide to give me this chance. Or because of the divisions among the communities that caused conflict last time, so maybe some of them, they may think that if I take up this position this time, no one will follow me, or they will not support my leadership. So I guess maybe some of them they may not be some of them may not be interesting just because of the reason that no one will back up them in their leadership if they try to come into power this time, when people are divided, when people are not united again.
All you have mentioned is good for the viewers and the youth of Kolnyang who will be watching and youth of Jonglei State at this particular time. Let's find out from you, what are your plans as you assume the office of Kolnyang Youth Association?
Yes, my plan are that the first priority which is supposed to be done now, it is the unity and the peace of Kolnyang youth. And to do that, we have to get united with the intellectual in town first. We have to have a unity among ourselves, so that if we go to the village, we will approach our brothers that are there in the village, and we talk to them. We give them the message of peace. We show them the way they will see us being united. That is the way they will also receive the unity that is coming with us. So I will have some peace conference within Bo Town, and then after having 1 or 2 peace conference, we'll move to either Pariak or Malek, and we will do another the same conference. We will call our local youth. We will sit together. We will discuss our issues that are facing us and see how we can solve them.
You mentioned your plan of bringing youth of Kolnyang together and preach the word of peace. What are you going to do to make sure that youth are united among themselves?
We are going to have a one-day event. We will bring the youth together, youth from town and youth from the village. They will come together and will solve our issues that are affecting us. This will be done after every 3 months. It will be one-day event after every 3 months. Second to it, we are going to use media to preach peace. With media, we will have a radio talk show that will bring leaders from different sectors in Kolnyang. They will come and discuss it through radio talk show, and people back home there, they will be listening to the presentations, and they will have questions. Other people that are also listening to the radio, they will also give some advice. They will also question these people whether they are, if these people are really for peace, or if they are not real for peace, then they will ask them. So this will encourage our youth to participate in this peace building, and to make sure that the unity of Kolnyang return back to normalcy.
Well, mentioning all this to unite the youth of Kolnyang, to be united and become one people, what do you think is the importance of united youth and peaceful youth in the society?
Unity, I will describe it in 2 ways. Unity is the development. Unity is the peace. If we are not united, then there will be no development in our areas. Children will not go to schools. People will not go for cultivations. People will not be moving along common borders. People will not be doing their cultural activities together. If there is no unity, then there will be no peace among our people. And because of lack of peace, each and everyone will see that the other one has an enemy. But we are not enemy in South Sudan. Why should we hate each other? Why should we hate each other when all of us have right to live, right to prosperity, right to unity, and a right to freedom in our country? If we achieve peace, our children will now be free to join schools and do many other things, other developmental activities that will really impact on the life of our communities, such as agriculture. People will just be going for farming field. People will just be going for rearing their cows.
You mentioned about if youth of Kolnyang united and if they stay together, children will be going to school, agriculture will improve. This is Jonglei, where most of the youth are idling, sitting under the trees, playing dominoes. What are you going to do to fight laziness and poverty in your county?
I'm totally discouraging laziness of our youth. And this issue of idling, sitting idling under the tree, talking things that can cause conflict. It is the right time. We are now in March. It is the right time to go for land preparations so that our land will be cleared this dry season. In fact, the issue that maybe cause idleness is just because of lack of job, but we can look into other ways that can make youth get engaged. We have some vocational training that are being conducted here in Bor. We have about 2 to 3 vocational centers. I will make consultations with vocational schools that are here in Bor so that our youth get short courses. They get, and after getting these short courses, they will be able to do these activities that other foreigners which are here in South Sudan, they are doing them like carpentry, masonry, doing these local things. It needs our youth to do them. It needs you to have your certificate or diploma in these short courses, and then later on, after finishing it, after some months, you will be able to reach out in the community and you work for yourself. You will not again be just playing dominoes under the trees. You will be able now to work and eat your sweat, get something out of your sweat.
Now you're going to fight laziness among the youth. Let's find out the relationship of Kolnyang youth with the neighbors. Kolnyang is one of the former Payam that is neighboring, that is bordering Terkeke. What is the relationship between Kolnyang and the neighbors? Because this is the highway. The Kolnyang is the road between Juba and both people pass through your area. What is the relationship there of the youth?
Yeah, the relationship of the youth is okay. Kolnyang is the main door to Jonglei Estate. To enter into Jonglei Estate, you must first open our door and pass. As we know, we are at the door. Jonglei Estate, we remain united with our neighbors. Like, for example, with Terkeke youth, we are having intermarriages among ourselves, which is one of the things that will bring unity among our youth at the common border there. Also, we are sharing the same grazing land, like our youth that are there in that side of Terkeke. Our cows are grazing freely. They are living peacefully. So,
what is the importance? What is the importance of youth, the neighboring youth, to unite among themselves? For example, the Kolnyang and Terkeke, or maybe if we take it Jonglei youth and Terkeke youth. What is the main importance of youth to get united?
The main important thing for youth to get united is that youth are the future, and having relationships or having unity among themselves can make children and the elderly people to feel calm, and they will not be thinking of any violence. There will be no violence. The unity among our neighbors will create peaceful coexistence, and people will be moving freely. And when people are moving freely, it means peace. So our unity means peace.
Before we came to an end of this interview, let's find out from you exactly, since you assume the office right now, what are things that you have done so far for the youth of Kolnyang?
Right now I have around 19 days in the office since I came into this leadership. And I am planning now, I've already arranged a plan of visiting different locations so that I go and meet with my local youth in the villages. And also I have already planned and I'm making consultations with our partners, like NGOs that are operating and that are working on peace building. I have already consulted some of them, and they have assured me to support my programs of peace building in Kolnyang for youth. So that peace conference, it will be in April, and the day will be communicated later. The day is not yet fixed, but the day will be communicated later. And that peace conference, it will be held here in Bo Town. After that, we will go and make another peace rally again in the village, as I told you before. So these are the two things I've started, making consultations with partners so that they support me in peace building, supported these peace conferences, and local youth leaders in the areas.
Mr. Deng, youth of South Sudan right now are watching you and youth of Jonglei Estate. in which Kolnyang came out from Jonglei State. What will you tell the youth of South Sudan and the youth of Jonglei in particular about the importance of unity and peace among the youth as we are coming to an end of this interview?
As you know, peace is one of the most offensive things, and therefore, to achieve it, we need to take the most neutral hearts. Don't make incitement. Don't involve yourself in things that can cause conflict among people. We have to maintain our unity, because we are the next generation that will take and develop our country. As we learn from our neighboring countries, we used to see they are also involved in decision making, and therefore, if we are not united, then the leaders may not even involve us in decision making. But we have to work for peace, so that we will also be involved also in decision making processes, so that peace will come among our people. We have to focus on our unity as this of South Sudan, and in particular Jonglei State. We must remain united, so that we welcome our peace, which has already entered into our country. When I saw the youth of Morley participating in a peace rally in Bo, the one that was done last month, that is a sign of unity. The same thing, if another rally is also organized there in Pibo, our youth can also participate and take and be part of the peace rally there. The same to other areas. So unity is the more things that we need to work on it. We have to get united. We'll focus on developmental issues.
Okay.
And communal issues must be solved if we get united first.
Finally, if there are all men and all women who like to incite violence, conflict in the communities, what would be your advice to them?
My advice to them is, let them stop inciting people and focus on supporting youth activities. Inciting violence, then we have already known that we will not be able to take the advice again, because we have seen what they are doing. It is not something that is supporting our unity. So we may decide later to distance ourselves from them. But why should that continue? I can advise them that it is a time for them. We call them fathers. They are like our fathers. So if the other children want to have a problem with the other one, then you call them and unite them. It is not good for a father to divide his children, calling this child, you are not my child, or you are like this. It is his role to make sure that his children are united and they work together. For our leaders, those that may have their own internal issues of dividing people, it is a time for them to join hands with us, and we work for our unity, not separation. We don't like to be separated, no. We have to remain under one umbrella as one Kolnyang youth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deng Alier, for having you in this interview. Wishing you good luck in your leadership.
Thank you. I'm very happy to meet you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear viewers on SSBC. This week I was joined by the chairperson of Kolnyang Youth Association, Mr. Deng Alier, and we have been discussing about the issues of peace and unity among the youth of Kolnyang, Jonglei State in particular, and South Sudan at large, but mainly looking at the peace and unity of Kolnyang youth. Kolnyang Payams, which is now divided into two counties of Bor South and Borgo County, has been in communal conflict in the recent years, but as the new leader came into the office, he assured the public that he will making sure that all the youth of Kolnyang are united and peaceful people and advising the youth of South Sudan and youth of Jonglei in particular to be united and stay in peace in order to achieve the goals of unity and peace among the youth in South Sudan. Thank you so much for watching, and join us next week again with another edition of this program in Jonglei State.